Hello friends, welcome here. My name is O-Sheena. Today's video is a historical romance recommendation video. I wanted an updated list of my favorite historical romance. This isn't every single book, but it is the main ones that I would recommend right now. If you're into historical romance for this season, I figured this would be a good list to share now. There's a mix of Christian fiction and secular fiction, mostly Christian fiction though. I don't really read historical romance that is secular because it's usually not clean. All of these books are clean. There is only kissing in them and either light to no language. So that is why I wanted to share this list. I'm very excited. I'm going to write them all down below and let's get started. So I'm going to do all of the secular recommendations first because there's really not that many. So first up is To Con a Gentleman by Sarah Adams. This was such a pleasant surprise for me. I listened to the audiobook of this. It was a very, very good audiobook, but it is funny. That is the thing. What I really like about historical romance is there can be a lot of humor in it as well, and that's what I'm looking for. It's not really the historical part that I'm drawn to, it's the romance and the humor. So this one has that. It is still Regency, but this is funny because it is about a con. So this woman is a con woman and she's trying to con this guy. She goes to his house and pretends to be pregnant with his baby, but he knows for a fact that that didn't happen. So when she tries to con him, he decides to con her back and go along with it. And she expected him not to go along with it. She just wanted his money and then to leave. But he's like, oh, come in, like, I'll take care of you, whatever. And actually, let me just take you to my family, because he's the son of a very like prominent family. So they always are throwing parties and things. And he just wants to not really be a part of it. So he wants a reason not to go. So she's his reason. So he's like, come with me. Like and she's like, this isn't how this was supposed to go. And it's just so funny. Okay. No language, clean. They only kiss. I really liked the romance. I liked the communication. It was very entertaining. Highly recommend. This is like a 4.5 stars. Next up, another kind of like con thing going on is A Noble Masquerade by Kristi Ann Hunter. This book is so funny. Okay, again, Regency, but for this one, this girl, she's like the daughter of a very rich family, and she writes these kind of like anonymous letters to her brother's best friend who she kind of had a crush on, but he's like gone. She doesn't know where he is. So she just writes these kind of journal-y letters to him, but never sends them. And then her brother actually comes to the house and he has his little valet, they call it, I think. And the valet is like cleaning up whatever and finds these letters and is like, oh, she meant to send them. Okay, let me just send them all to this guy. And she finds out that he sent them and she's like, how could you do that? He wasn't supposed to know, because she like bears her soul in them. And he's like, sorry. And it's funny. Okay, you see the aftermath of that? And there's a lot of like back and forth. There maybe is a little love triangle going on. It is so funny. Okay, and very just like wholesome. This does have some faith content as well, and so it's totally clean, no language, and just so funny. This series is really good. I read the whole series, really liked it. This is 5 stars. Book 2 is 5 stars. Book 3 and 4 are 4 stars, but still would recommend the whole thing. But this book, the best. I'll stick with Regency, why not? So Redeeming Love. We all know this book, Redeeming Love by Francine. This one, I'm not going to say is like fully clean because there is a lot of stuff in it. Okay, this is heavy on the content. This is a classic, and if you can handle it, like there is like details about prostitution, and none of it is crossing the line for me. It just paints the picture in a way to make the story more impactful, in my opinion. And I don't know, I was okay with reading all of it. I don't think it's good for a younger audience, like definitely like 17 or older, I think should read it, no younger than that. But the way that this book, like this is fully Christian fiction to me. I loved the romance aspect, but the way that God's love was so on display in this story, like there's nothing like it. It's brilliant. And I do think it's a must read for every woman who struggles feeling like she's not enough and like she's messed up too much. And because this will tell you like there's no too far gone with God, and I think that's beautiful. But then the romance also gave me a lot of hope, and I loved seeing that part as well. So yeah, love this one. Okay, next I would recommend No Ocean Too Wide by Carrie Turansky. This book is a little bit special to my heart because it is kind of set in Canada for a little bit of it. So it is a part of a sad part of Canadian history though, which most history is sad, okay? But you follow this family who is English. They're in London. I think it's during the war. So there's this family of kids. The mom is sick, so she can't work. She can't really take care of them. So they end up getting taken and put in an orphanage. And the older sister is away working, so she doesn't know that this happens. And then her 3 younger siblings get shipped off to Canada to like be sold. And she's like, no, like they were in my care, you shouldn't have done that. And they're like, sorry, they're on the boat, they're gone. So you follow the story of the daughter, the sister, whatever, going to find them. And she does have a guy that helps her, like a lawyer guy. She gets help from him, and so he goes across the ocean with her. But you follow that journey of her figuring out where her siblings are, and then you do follow the siblings as well and what happens to them. And it's pretty harsh. It's a harsh environment, but I was captivated, and because I could picture everything, like I guess like as a Canadian, there's plenty of Canadian literature, but there's definitely more American literature. And to see a story set in my country, I just feel connected to it, and I enjoyed reading it, even though it was like sad, but still it was like, oh, it's actually a part of our history, because like this is a real thing that happened. And then I did read the sequel to it, and I highly recommend the sequel. Loved it. You got to see where the kids end up, and I really enjoyed that. So I liked the writing a lot. The historical wasn't too much. Just because I could relate to it, it worked for me, and the romance was super cute as well. So yeah, definitely recommend. Oh, and I should say this is Christian fiction, so there was definitely lots of faith in it. In particular, the daughter slash sister prays a lot all throughout the book, so I really enjoyed that. Okay, and then I would recommend The Bridge to Belle Island by Julie Klassen, and really most books by Julie Klassen. She has some hits and misses, but this one was a hit for me. There's quite a few that are a hit. I can talk about a couple, but this is the one that I own. So The Bridge to Belle Island definitely has a very strong mystery thread. So there is a romance subplot, but to me the mystery was the forefront, which was okay with me because I really enjoyed the characters. So you follow this girl, her uncle is murdered, and they're trying to figure out who did it. And there's her uncle's partner is a lawyer, and he's like investigating, and it's a romance between them. And I really enjoyed it. It was definitely kept my interest. Like, it's a thick book, but like I was invested, so definitely recommend this one. And then I really like The Silent Governess by this author as well. This one follows a girl who is attacked, and she's actually strangled, so she loses her voice from it. She ends up overhearing a secret that she's not supposed to overhear from this like really popular rich family. So the son is like, you have to stay with us until you can prove that you're not going to say anything, because she can't literally say anything right now, but he doesn't trust her. So he's like, I'm going to hire you on as a governess, and you're going to stay with us until your voice recovers, and we can like talk this out. And the romance was so sweet in this one. Really enjoyed it. So that was good. And love The Tutor's Daughter. Really enjoyed that one. So it's about a tutor's daughter who goes to like her childhood friend's home. So the 2 older boys are her age, and she grew up with them, and now she's tutoring their 2 younger brothers. And so she's doing that, and it's a little bit of a love triangle between the 2 older brothers and her. Loved it. There's a bit of a mystery with that family too. So she definitely weaves in mysteries in her books that are actually interesting to me. There's usually family drama and family tea, and I enjoy that. She writes it really well. So that's Julie Klassen. Now Rachel Fordham. Okay, you guys know I really enjoy her books. I would recommend The Letter Tree right now. I've recommended every single one of her books that I've read so far. There's only 2 more that I need to read, and then I've read her to 0. But The Letter Tree is the sweetest ever. Like, if you want to read a sweet romance, that's what this is. Like, there's some high stakes, but like overall though, it's so cute. So this is like a Romeo and Juliet inspired story, but it's set in the 1920s, and they write letters back and forth, and it's so cute. And just the way, like in particular this book, actually another one too, but she just makes her characters communicate and kind of confess their feelings early, which is nice. Like, it's not like, oh, do I actually like them and what am I gonna do? Like, they actually are straight up about it, and I appreciate that. Okay, and so there's other conflict that comes into play to like kind of shake up their relationship. It's not their lack of communication, and I love that. So, but this, it's so sweet. Highly recommend. And it's set around a zoo, which is cute, and overall This is so good. Okay, lastly, this is a recent read, kind of. It's Fairest by Karen Witemeyer. So this one was a pleasant surprise. It is a Snow White retelling, and it was so well done. I really enjoyed it. You follow this girl. She's running from this mean mistress lady who is not nice to her. She's like the wicked queen or whatever. And she gets lost in the woods, and these guys find her, and they're the dwarves, and it's so cute. And then there's a ranger who like fights for her and takes care of her. And it was like comedic, but sweet, cute, endearing. Loved reading it. Very just like easy read. A little bit of like action, suspense near the end, but it all worked out. It's a fairy tale. It's happy, and I would definitely recommend that one too. Those are my historical romance recommendations right now. I have read other ones, but these are just the best that I wanted to recommend for now. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna write them all down below, and if you guys have any that you would recommend, please let me know. I always would love to hear about like comedic for the most part, but super cute romance. Like I just want the romance to be good. Okay, I don't really care what the plot is. I don't care like if there's mystery or not. Cute romance, some humor, I'm sold. And that's what most of these books have. So yeah, highly recommend. Thank you for watching, you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.